Welcome back, everyone. Let's face it, nobody wants to prematurely end their trading career, right? Who wants to go out like that? Now, some of these things that we do them by accident, and then some of these things are all self-sabotage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 5 of the biggest things that will prematurely end your trading career. That means if you're doing these, that you're probably on the fast track right out the door. Even if your results are saying you're doing pretty good right now, promise me, in time, or I should say promise you, in time, you're going to lose, and you're going to lose badly. So the first thing that we're going to discuss today, which is something I've talked about quite a few times in whiteboards, no secret here, and number 1 would be having no process. No process. For the new people maybe watching this video, don't understand what that is. That's a slang term also. Well, that's not slang. It's also your strategy, how you go about finding your stocks, selecting your stocks, executing management, all of that good stuff. What this really means is you, first and foremost, must have some sort of trader identity, something that you do. You have to understand that you cannot master every single type of trading strategy. This is what takes us a little bit of time to become traders, which we've discussed as well in past whiteboards. Your trader identity, you need a little bit of time to figure out who you are as a trader and so on. But you have to have something. You'll know what it is after you mess around with a few different strategies. Maybe you start out with penny stocks and you say, this is the way. And then you realize, like, damn, I hate penny stocks. Maybe you go to options, binary options, because you see some ads on TV, or cryptocurrencies, and you're like, this is the new thing. This is it. This is the future. And then you trade it and you realize, I don't know how to do this. And then you find your place maybe in short selling parabolics, or buying flag breakouts, or trading futures, or maybe you do well in foreign currencies and so on. I think you understand what I mean. You need some sort of process because you don't have the time, nor will you ever master everything. That's why many times you'll see a professional trader and you'll look up to them and you'll say, do you know anything, like a trader who's been trading stocks for 80 years, and you say, do you know anything about Bitcoin? And like, no, and I don't have time to learn Bitcoin because I know what I do. Nothing against Bitcoin. I know what I do. I know where I excel, and that's what you're going to have to figure out. Not having a process is the fastest way out of trading, period. You got to know who you are, and then you got to know what you're going to be doing. The other thing is too much, too fast. It's a tough one. I'll give you this one. I understand. I was right there in that same thing. We all want results yesterday, right? That's why we are where we are as a country in America, where everybody wants diet pills, not exercise, right? Because you want the shortcut. You want the liposuction, right? You don't want to go to the gym. You want the lipo. And we're that way with our results. We start a business. We see some stuff on social media where somebody says, oh, geez, I just started last week. I'm up $90,000 on Litecoin. My ass. That doesn't work that way. Too much too fast is a problem because we all want to be successful overnight. Now, why this becomes a problem is because it's going to take you longer than that, but really where the problem is, you're going to force things. You're going to force the educational process. You're going to try to stuff in results, and that's where traders start to lose money. You cannot force anything in the market. As I've often said, we're kind of prisoners to the market, meaning that we can't just get up one day and say, I'm going to make $1,000. It's nice to have goals, and some of you may disagree at first, but hear me out. The reason you can't do that is because maybe the market doesn't yield you any opportunity. Maybe there's just not enough there. Maybe it's a really flat day. Maybe your strategies just aren't coming through. You just don't see what you need to see or getting the looks that you need to. So it's going to be hard for you. That's where we talk about revenge trading and losing your composure. Forcing the issue is going to create massive losses. And maybe it works at first, but eventually it's not. The other thing is if you ignore rules. And this kind of touches on maybe just a little bit right up here. Too much, too fast. All of you, I hope you know what I'm talking about here. If not, we got bigger problems than I thought. You have to have some sort of rules. And why you need rules is you need rules to protect you from you. Such as, I'll give you a couple of rules that I have, is if I make a certain dollar amount, a high dollar amount during the day, I'll quit trading. Now, not because I don't want to make any more money, not because I'm not money motivated or I'm aggressive and I don't want to get richer. It's because I find that when I get to that level, what's happening is I become sloppy. And one of the things that I really hate that I have a tendency to do, I'm going to use air quotes and call it fun bucks. Let me throw a couple hundred on this of fun bucks. I got house money. Let me mess around. I don't want to mess around because messing around ends up costing me money. You'll also have rules that are set up for you to take risk. When you say, hey, look, if I lose X amount of dollars, which I also have, if I lose X amount of dollars during a certain period out of the day, I need to stop trading. And the reason that you do that is because, number one, you're not on par with the market. You're not doing very well. You're cold. You're on a very cold streak, and you might as well just walk away. As I've said in past whiteboards, market's always open. There'll be opportunity tomorrow. Don't force anything, but you have to walk away. If you don't, what happens is these bad things that cause traders to lose money. What is a product of ignoring rules? Revenge trading, right? You lose money, I want to go back. I got to make my money back. I got to make my money back. I got to make my money back, right? And the next thing you know, maybe it was $500 and you were pissed about that. Now it's $2,500 and you're ready to just like jump off the balcony. You're so angry. So you set these rules for yourself. Daily P&L, max losses, the amount of trades. You have to have all of these types of rules in place to protect you from the very worst enemy that's in front of you, which is you yourself, right? So don't ignore your rules. The other thing here is education. Now, education just isn't, you got to go buy some books and DVDs. I'm trying to tell you that in order for you to be successful. It certainly helps if you do follow some sort of route. You find a mentor, you find a trade room, you find somebody that can help you learn along the way. That's going to cut that time frame down probably substantially. Trust me, it will, because it's not about the strategy that they have. Like I've said before, it's more about what they can share with you about how you should be living your life as a trader. Okay, that's just one level of education. The other level is that sometimes we think that once we learn how to trade and we become successful, that we can just like set it and forget it. We're done. No, not at all. I mean, the things that I've seen from where I started as a trader, trading in fractions, trading breakouts, to short selling, to micro cap stocks, to options, to futures. It's like you're constantly educating yourself along the way because the market changes. You know, the market that we're in now is something that I haven't seen in a long time. I got to go all the way back to the dot-com era to kind of remember something that was bullish. And because that was 18, 19 years ago, that's long gone out of my memory. I only remember spots and pieces, most of which were terrible. So you constantly have to educate yourself. You constantly have to hone your strategies. But if you ignore the education, man, you are in a lot of trouble. And the last one here, it's probably the biggest one, greed. Greed. Ignorance. All right? If you are greedy, you are dead. Now, there's a big difference between money motivated and being greedy. Now, where I'm going with this is there's perhaps a lot of people that are trading stocks that are making some money, but they don't quite know exactly how they're making money. The market's really helping them out right now. And you're going to have that. And that's great. And it's a great time to start trading stocks because it's a little easier. However, the greed factor, the complacency comes in. I don't care who you are. Doesn't matter. You pick the top 5 greatest traders in your mind. The greatest financial wizards of all time that you can think of. The greatest people that you respect as traders. And every single one of them, me included, have been humbled more than once by the market. The moment you think you've figured this out, the moment you get greedy, the moment you get complacent and lazy, you are finished. It's game over. You will lose more money than you can possibly imagine. Also, what I was going to put there is ignorance as well that goes with that greed. Being ignorant. You know, this is something that really killed me back there in 99 and 2000 is because there were warning signs. There were seminars I attended where people said, you've got to learn how to short sell. And I'm like, short selling? Screw off. I don't want to short sell. Market's ripping every day. I'm the prodigy. Well, short selling would have made me a fortune. Knowing what short sellers think, even I never shorted a stock, just knowing what a short seller, what the signs of short selling is, would have saved me thousands and probably put me in a much better situation than I am even today. So don't be greedy, don't be ignorant. Just remember, it's every day is a new day. And I've often referred to traders as being like rock stars or music stars. They're only as good as their last hit, right? That's it. Once you don't have a hit, everyone forgets about you. Traders are like that. We're only as good as our last trade, whether it was a loss or it was a win. That's it. That's as good as we are, because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. We're not given tomorrow. We don't know if we're just going to wake up and start bombing out. We just don't know that. So never be ignorant and never be greedy. Now I'm going to give you one last bonus one, right? I'm in the mood for some bonus. Bonus, because there's one thing that has to tie this all together. Called number 6, right? Said this word 100 times. Discipline. That's it. That's what it's all about right there. You want to be successful? You got to have the discipline. Because if you don't have any discipline, man, you can't do this. If you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. You can't do any of this stuff if you don't have any discipline. And your life needs to be disciplined. I don't mean to call people out and pick at you, but I'm going to say this. If you can't pay your bills on time, if you can't take care of your health, if you can't get your financial life in order, your emotional life, you can't handle your relationship, right? These are all signs of lack of discipline in your life. And if you don't have that discipline, then, it's going to be hard for you. And I'm not saying you can't have a beer belly, chew on a little bit of potato chips here and there and have some problems. I'm not saying that. But if you know the kinds of people I'm talking about that are chronically lack of discipline, where their whole life is a free-for-all, dramatized nightmare, you're not going to be able to be successful like that if you can't take care of yourself first. You can't take care of yourself financially, right? Makes perfect sense. If you don't have that discipline, you don't have the control, you won't be able to keep your composure. You won't be able to just, when your skin is boiling from anger, you won't be able to just go, I got to walk away. I got to walk away. I got to go out in the yard. I got to take a hike. I got to take a drive. I got to go, get a sledgehammer and start pounding it against a tree. Something, but I can't stay here. So remember, you have to have discipline. If you don't have any of these things, I don't care if you made $20,000 last month. I don't care if you've won the last 12 months out of the year in this bull market. If you don't have this, it's not going to last. So you better figure out how to get it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to keep it right there. Keep it short. Maybe it wasn't short. I don't know. I didn't time it, but we're going to find out. Anyway, if you need help, visit thelincolnlist.com. Take a trial to our trade room. If you like the video, click that you like it. Make me feel good about myself, please. Also, subscribe to the channel. Until the next video, thanks for watching. Take care.